Sorry for being too busy, trying to accept that my little sister is gone forever. You ain't gotta apologize, Nichelle. And I know that this is the worst thing you've ever been through. The last thing I want to do is upset you. What can I do? As a mother, my heart breaks for you. What I'm about to say doesn't mean that I celebrate your daughter's passing, but I feel a sense of peace, knowing that Devontae finally knows what it's like for someone else to rip a child out of his life, like he ripped Elvira out of mine. So Ulysses' funeral is coming up, and I haven't heard you mention anything about it at all. There's a reason for that, Mom. I'm not going to the funeral. Are you sure that you're willing to attend the funeral, Clarice? I'm certain. Isabel and I have made amends, Lorenzo. There's nothing keeping me from going to Ulysses' funeral. You're doing what? What can I do for you, Isabel? It's very simple. You can leave my hotel. Nichelle, I need to ask you something since Ulysses' funeral is coming up. I don't want to talk about it right now, Bacho. We need to. It's more about seating arrangements. I haven't noticed you speaking with Zeke since the vigil. Is he coming to the funeral or not? What do you mean you're not going to the funeral, Yvette? Ulyssa and I were never friends. What do I look like going to her funeral? Besides, I doubt she'd go to my funeral if I was the one Keith took out instead of her. Don't talk like that. I'm only saying what's true. Keith wanted to take everyone out in that library. I really don't need the reminder by attending the funeral of a girl who couldn't stand me. Mom, what makes you think that Isabel wants you at her daughter's funeral? I spoke with her recently, Isidore. Wait a minute. You actually decided to speak with Isabel as she's experiencing the worst days of her life? After the cruel things you've told her, you think she wanted to hear from you? What's the matter with you? Watch it, Isidore, and let your mother finish speaking. I didn't go to Theodosius' palace to scold her, Isidore. I went over there to offer my condolences, since we both understand how it's like losing our youngest child, especially when our youngest child was a daughter whose life was brutally taken. I'm sorry? You heard me loud and clear, Harley. I don't understand. I've made all of my payments and haven't broken any rules. Why do I have to leave? Because you defended the very monster who took my baby from me. Okay, Isabel. As a mother, I understand that you're in pain. I can't even imagine losing Alan. If you understand my pain, as you claim, then you would leave the hotel like I asked. I am sorry for your loss, but I don't think it's fair for me to leave because you're acting out of emotion. Did Nichelle ask you to come here? Pacho, I'm more than capable of speaking for myself. Before I left for work, I just wanted to check up on you, Nichelle. It doesn't sound like my sister requested a visit, so I guess it's okay for you to go home if you already clocked out. What did I just tell you? You know what? Just get out, Pacho. Let me speak with Zeke alone, please. What are you doing here, Zeke? I already told you. Ulyssa is still gone. It should be a no-brainer that I'm not doing well at all. I also need to ask you something since you still ain't been replying to my texts and calls. Do you want me to stay away from the funeral? Dad, I don't want to go to the funeral. Please tell me that I don't have to go. It would be respectful to show up, Yvette. And acting fake as if Ulyssa and I were cool all of our lives is showing respect? At the end of the day, it's up to you if you want to go. If you really don't want to attend the funeral, then you don't have to. Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much. What was that, Udell? Why would you not want her to attend Ulysses' funeral? Because Yvette has already been through enough. It's clear that going to the funeral will only bring back memories of that day. As if she's gonna forget what happened at the school. That's gonna stick with our daughter for the rest of her life. No matter how much I want to take that pain away from her, I can't. Neither can you, Udell. We can't protect Yvette from the trauma that she already has. So you won't make the funeral any more difficult than it has to be? Of course not. What right do you have to talk down to your mother like that? Don't you realize that the tragedy at the school has brought back memories of Elvira? Sorry, Dad, I didn't think about that. I just heard Mom speaking about attending a funeral and I was only thinking about her issue with Isabel. Why am I not surprised? It's clear that you don't use your brain like I thought. On top of that, you're not concerned about how your choices affect the family. How are you concerned about your mother not being welcomed at the funeral, when Isabel will certainly keep you out if she finds out you allowed Cleve Burke to be born? I'm getting tired of people thinking that I can't see sense all because I lost my daughter. Bottom line, I'm not responsible for Keith's actions, so I shouldn't be punished for it, especially since I'm not that boy's mother. But you were involved with his father, the same man who failed to keep his weapon from his crazy son and didn't get him help the moment he found out how sick his son was. If Finnegan wakes up, I'm certain that will be one of his greatest regrets. What's worse is that I don't even know where Terry put him. Well, I suggest you find him. The first step is to leave my hotel. I don't deserve to be treated this way, Isabel. And since you want to play the blame game so much, I think you should remember that you're the reason why my marriage with Isidore never worked out. What makes you think that I didn't want you at the funeral? You've been pushing me away. Believe me, I want to give you your space, Nichelle, but I hate that I can't be close to you when I know you're hurting. Is that the only reason why you think I want you to stay away from the funeral? I don't see no other reason. What about the fact that Elissa didn't trust you? In fact, my sister couldn't stand you. Maybe you're trying to find an excuse as to why you won't come. I know that I can't take the trauma away from our daughter, Wanda. Are you sure? Because your actions say the exact opposite. What do you want me to do? Drag Yvette to the funeral screaming and crying? Of course, that's not what I want, Udell. But I don't want our daughter trying to forget that she almost lost her life at the school. And I'm not encouraging her to forget. Right now, Yvette is vulnerable. Every day, I'm thankful that we won't be burying our daughter. What I am worried about is that if we try to push her to open up, then she'll do something reckless that will cause her to break her parole and end up in prison. So we're just supposed to walk on eggshells around her? You and I need to give Yvette time and space to heal as she sees fit. Are you gonna bring that up for the rest of my life, Dad? Are you gonna tell Isabel? No, I won't tell Isabel. But I don't want to hear you disrespecting your mother in my presence ever again. Not after everything you've done. I won't take the blame for your failed marriage. Isidore never loved me, Isabel. You were the only woman he ever loved. I wasted years with a man who saw me as nothing more than a baby-making machine. And the only good thing I got from that marriage was a baby. I had no control over what happened between you two. As for you, Harley, you had a chance to prevent Keith from taking my daughter's life, but you missed that chance. And I won't provide you service here anymore. May I remind you that I'm a lawyer? I can take you to court for unjustly kicking me out. Since you want to get the courts involved, then I might as well drag you out here by your hair. You choose, Harley. Fine, I'll go. Good. I ain't trying to avoid the funeral at all. Not when I know it's gonna be a tough day for you, Nichelle. I know I've been pushing you away, Zeke. I'm surprised you haven't grown tired of me. 'Cause you ain't grown tired of me with the issues I got. But I got you. I'm not ready to say goodbye to you, Lisa. I know, but I'm gonna be right by your side.